Punctures. I had I had 2 punctures on the way to work this morning. I had the first one between home and the station in the back tyre. I still had time to run or walk and catch my train, which I just managed to do. Got there with about 30 seconds to spare as the train pulled into the station. And then I repaired the puncture on the train, getting some curious looks from other passengers, and that was fine. And I thought, oh, brilliant, I've repaired the puncture, I caught my train, I've repaired the puncture, I'm not going to be late for work, even though actually I've got bags of time to get to work, because some people don't roll in until about 10 o'clock, and I normally get there about 8:45, 9 o'clock, depending on delays and other things, and punctures. Anyway, so then I got on the bike, and I got another puncture, just as I approached Old Trafford. And this time it was in the front tyre, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to repair it at the side of the road, I'll just walk the rest of the way. I only had about another half mile or so to go, and sure enough, as I was walking, the rain came down. Brilliant! And I know that at least one of my colleagues saw me and drove past me, because when I arrived at work, the rest of the morning knew that I'd had a puncture, because she said, "Oh yeah, I drove past Darren as he was pushing his bike. He had a face like thunder." I don't think I had a face like thunder. I think I was quite chilled actually, because it was all right. I don't mind getting wet. Yeah, but that meant I spent a fair chunk of lunchtime repairing a puncture. So that's 2 in one day, front and rear. I reckon I should be able to go maybe a couple of months before I have another one, please. We have a league table at work where we list all our punctures. There are about 8 people who either regularly or occasionally cycle into work. Some people have still scored no punctures, and I think the second best is 4 since we started the league table in about August. But I've picked up 7. I thought I was going to get fewer punctures, because I replaced the tyres with some, well, what I thought were meatier tyres. Schwalbe Marathon Plus with Kevlar and stuff like that, to replace the really quite thin Kojaks that I had before. But no, they seem to be still quite prone to little bits of glass and stuff getting in them. Now, I don't actually know what punctured the rear one, because when I checked the tyre for signs of foreign objects and puncture causing things, I didn't see anything, but I did find a piece of glass in the front. Anyway, I reckon, oh, that's what I was going to say, yes. Now, these self-adhesive patches, I was very dubious about these beforehand, because I've always been a kind of a bit of an old school person. So I used to use the little rubber patches and the vulcanizing solution and all that sort of thing. And I wasn't convinced that the self-adhesive patches would work, but I've used them about 4 times now. I use Park Tools, I think, something like that. And they're brilliant. You just peel off the backing, whack them on, and that's it. Job done. Then you've just got the far more difficult task of getting the tyre back onto the rim, especially with the little 16-inch wheels that my Brompton's got. It's really, really hard to get the tyre on. It's even harder to get it off, to be quite honest. But I managed it today without skinning my knuckles, which was nice. Yeah! Anyway, have I said that a lot? I think I've probably said anyway quite a few times. Anyway, that was my journey to work this morning. Punctures, brilliant. I didn't get any punctures on the way home again, which I was rather pleased about. And the train ran to time, which was good. I like it when the trains are on time, don't like it when they're late. I haven't had one cancelled. Oh no, I did. I had one cancelled a couple of weeks ago. Or was it last week? I turned up just as the announcement was going out that the train was cancelled. I thought, oh, bloody hell. Something about brakes not working. I don't know, something trivial like that anyway. I'm not going to say anyway again, because that could become a bit of a habit. Anyway, that's all for now. Bye!